welcome back to my channel, Quilter Chris. My name is Kristen, and I'm so glad you're here. So, I'm back from vacation, and it was a great vacation. We went to Disney World. It was just myself and my 12-year-old, and we had a great time, but we're so tired. We got up early at 6:30, 7 a.m. almost every day, hit the parks, and we are worn out. Um, I actually kept going after her. Um, she wore out faster because she wasn't drinking enough water and it's so hot. But we had a great time and now we're back. And now I feel like I have quilts everywhere, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So, what I am working on. So, this video is going to be about what I'm working on and what I have finished. So, first, I have a friend, client, and she brought me two quilts to work on. You can see them here. So this one, this green one, I'm going to be loading on the long arm today. I'm waiting for, I like to use pre-wound bobbins, and so I'm waiting for those bobbins to arrive today. And so hopefully I will get started on that maybe after work tomorrow, which is Friday, or I'll get started on it this weekend. Um, so this one, and then this one she also dropped off. It's a little bit bigger. So this green one she has a time crunch for. This one she doesn't as much, but I'm hopeful that I can get through this one and then get through this one. So fingers crossed. I did have, when she brought them over, I did have a quilt on the long arm that I had been working on before we went on vacation. So I will show that to you here. It's the Prairie Stars, I think it is. It's the cat quilt. And so I quilted this on the long arm using a pantograph, which is where you lay it on the table that's on the back of your long arm, and then you have a laser light on your long arm and you trace it. And so that's what I did this design. It's called a pantograph. I will be doing these other two quilts in a similar way with different pantographs. I do not have a computer on my long arm. It's all me. So I'll be working on that and I'll show it to you. So if you want a video on how I load the long arm or how those pantographs work, I'm happy to show you. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like. So, in addition to those three quilts that I have to work on, I have been cutting out some other quilts. So, I also have my block of the month. So, this is the new block of the month for the Designer Mystery. So, I will be working on this one probably this weekend. So, it's really pretty. So, I'll do a video about that one. Okay, so the next thing that I'm working on has been the dragon fruit. Now, I will, I have a video that I have done where I've sewn the last little bit of this together, and I will show it to you. And how this quilt works is you sew it in these quarters. Right here, you can kind of see the line going down the middle, and then down here. So you sew it in these quarters. You do four of each block. And then you make these quarters and then you sew the quarters together. Now this was paper pieced and I also had to take the paper off. So I will show a picture of the quilt all the way done on that the top all the way done on the video where I showed the last block. The and then once I have it all quilted and everything, then I'll probably show it on another one of these what I finished videos. But so I'll show you the quarters that I have done right now. So, and I'll just hold this up so you can see it. Just to give you an idea, just like a rough idea. I do have this as a series, so you can see my progress and how I made those. So that's one that I'm working on. I hope to get that video done so it can be up for next week's video. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you were the quilt tops that I have cut out. So these I haven't sewn together yet. I just have two tops that I have cut out. Well, one's in progress and one's all the way cut out. So I was going to show you that. So here is Millie's dresses. And so this is a Lori Holt pattern. Not super complicated. It's not paper piece, just traditional piecing. So I have it cut out. I used a fat quarter bundle that was not Lori Holt that I had in my stash because trying to use stash and fabric's expensive. So I have a fat quarter bundle, Little Sweetness, and so I have a bunch left over. And then in addition to Little Sweetness, I'm going to use this for the border. So if you look on this quilt, it has like this turquoise border. So that's what I'm going to use the heart for. And then what I do is I have these baggies that I use over and over. I like the zipper baggies like this. And you can even see because I've taped them over so much. I use white duct tape. Now I have white duct tape because when I sew bags, use duct tape sometimes to place over the backside of hardware so it doesn't pop up, so you don't have rough edges. So I just happen to have this, and I once I used a baggie, when I went to use it again, I just put a new piece of duct tape on it and then label it. So I have a bunch in here, and so I have all my pieces cut out and labeled. For the white on white, I'm using this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's they're little rainbows. It's just a tone on tone, white on white. So this one is all cut out, this Millie dresses. So I will probably be working on this next. It shouldn't take me too long to put it together now that I finished cutting it out. The next one I'm doing is in progress. So I started this before I left for vacation. And this is the Lori Holt, the Quilted Scarecrow. And so when I have my scraps, the way that I organize my scraps is I have a separate section that I just put Lori Holt scraps in, and then I have one for just straight up solid scraps, and then I have just my other scraps. I know it sounds complicated. I'll have to do a video about that too. But so I just went into my Lori Holt scrap, and that's what I'm working on cutting out. I am currently working on the scarecrow head, and I just use a pencil and I mark it off after I do it. And how this book is made up is it's made up per square, right? So these are like all the twirling leaf squares, and these are all the swirling leaf squares. And so I just wrote here how many squares it's for and how that works, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm working on. I'm also using for the background, I'm not using a Lori Holt. I am using, I believe it's a Riley Blake. It's called Sowing Seeds by Wecker Frisch. It's Riley Blake. It was actually a wide backing that I got, one of those 106, and I had left over. You can, maybe I can get it so you can see it. That's what it looks like, just different gardening themes, and that's what I'm using for my background. I am about halfway through cutting this one up, and so, yeah, I've been working on that. And then two other things. This had been a quilt kit block of the month that I had had my eye on for a while, but it was kind of expensive. Well, they're all expensive, right? It was 250 to 274, I think. And it had recently gone on sale. Let me see if I can. Oh, for 149. The kit had gone on sale for 149. Now this had been a block of the month. It is the flower shop block of the month, but the per month section is over as far as I know, but I think you can go to her website and see all the notes and things like that on it. And so this was the kit that I ordered, and I'm pretty sure this is a series. She has like three or four of these, and I just love them. I think they're great. So it came with this fabric here. I haven't opened it yet. It came with all the patterns, and you can see the fabrics on the back. It came with the panels that I believe are for the labels that are on the different things on the shop. It came with floss to embroider the labels and a really hefty layer cake by Dainty Meadow by Heather Briggs of My So Quilting Life. So it's really pretty. Pastels, peaches, pinks, blues, and greens. So I have that. And then finally, I purchased some knit fabrics so I can make some dresses. Um, I I hope to make some dresses. I also have some fun tights, so I thought they would be fun and cheery to wear in the fall and winter with tights. So this one's a popsicle, which is probably more summer, but I still like it, so it's fun. This one's penguins. Oh, so you can see the penguins. This one's just a floral. These are cassette tapes, and they're labeled hip hop, 90s hits, love songs, summer. They're really fun. These these are, I believe this fabric is breast cancer awareness. So these are our boobies. So I apologize if they offend you. And then this is a pink space one that I'm probably going to use for my practice one because I'm making these all the same pattern. It's a, if you're familiar with patterns for pirates or made for mermaids, it's a mashup of their two patterns. It uses the boundless dress bodice and then basically a circle skirt for the skirt. It's from their sweetheart dress. So made for mermaids, patterns for pirates. These are two sisters that started an independent pattern company. They started two independent pattern companies and they they have some really fun patterns. You can check them out on Facebook if you want. Um, Many of their patterns use knit fabrics, but some of them use woven as well. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. I would love to hear what you've been up to. I hope to have some fun videos coming up. And thanks so much for watching. Bye bye now.